Have you been stuck in a house for days, up late at night with the notorious one last row, just to finish your work and it looks like a pack of hot dogs? Don't toss out your project just yet. Blocking can fix all your uneven problems, and I'm going to teach you how to do it in this video. But before we do, you'll need the right equipment. I'll be using the red Suricata blocking combs, which can be purchased as a single set or a pack of 2. You'll get 25 combs in this set and a bonus 100 extra T-pins, which you can use for blocking around round sections or peaks. This is 25% more than any other product. By using combs instead of T-pins, you're saving precious time. Here, I have an 85-inch stockinette panel that I made on the AliExpress. If I was to use T-pins, I would need about 75 to 100 pins just to finish blocking this, and who has time for that? The blocking combs have a curve to it, which makes it easy to hold, and the product is rust-free and safe for both wet and steam blocking. Okay, let's hop into the tutorial so we can take our panel from this to this. In this project, I'll be using the red Suricata blocking mats with the blocking combs because they were made and tested to be a perfect fit together for your blocking projects. If you've never wet blocked before, the red Suricata blocking combs come with their own blocking instructions, and that's what we'll be following along to today. They say to begin by soaking your item for 20 to 30 minutes. I'm using acrylic, so typically I just wet it and that should be enough. After we gently pressed out most of the water, we're going to lay our item on a towel and place your work on it. We're not going to wring our work because that can cause damage or mess up the stitches that you work so hard to create. We're gently going to press the excess water out with your towel. Now let's get ready to block. Okay, let's look at this roly-poly mess. Usually when I work on an adding machine, which makes knit stockinette panels, the ends will always continue to roll. So what we're going to do is gently stretch your work, first vertically. We do this because your work is more malleable while wet. And you're going to do this all the way down your work. And then we're going to stretch horizontally. What this does, it just makes your stitches more even. Now we're going to lay our work down as flat as possible. I'm also using the red Suricata blocking mats. These grids help me line up everything perfectly. Okay, let's get this as flat as possible. Okay, now that looks good. Let's take our first comb and we're going to place it in the corner. Now, all I'm going to do, I'm just going to line it up with the grid lines already on the mat. Now take the next one and line it up with the grid. For my panel, I'm looking for more flattening and slightly stretching, not perfection, since mine is just going to be for head wrap. They recommend placing your combs 2 to 3 inches apart. I'm using 3 inches. Like I said, I'm not looking for perfection. If you want your edges straighter, I recommend counting over 2 inches. Like I said, I'm using 3. So just line it up with the grid and place it in. We're going to continue this down the remainder of your work. Just keep counting over 2 to 3 inches and placing a comb. 2 to 3 inches and placing a comb. Like I said, these grid lines makes everything super easy. You can also use the smaller combs. As you can see, they're half the size as the 8-pin ones for areas such as these up top. And you can also use the little T-pins provided on curved areas, or if you make a project that has peaks, this will be the perfect option. Here's the before and here's the after.